Probably should have stuck these in on the end of the last video, but oh well, here we go. Last three, you guys. Sketch the graph. All right, remember, this is asking you to remember your parent function. Now, the number one thing is to know that this can never be negative. It just can't. If we actually took a look at one like this, and we thought about it, base to a power, any number down here, positive number raised to a power, would never be negative, even if this is negative, because 2 to the negative third power would be just 1 over 8. This can never ever be negative, which tells us, gets us started with that. So we know that none of our graph is going to be over here, because x, remember this is our x-axis, cannot be negative. Well, what about 0? Log, let's just go 10. 10 to some power is 0. See, that's not going to happen either. So I'm hoping that you guys remember the locator point. If I put a 1 in for x, and I turn this thing around, so I remember log, I'm going to keep that as a 10. I put that as a 1, and I ask myself, what does y need to be? 10 to what power is 1? Well, that'd be 0. I know that's strange, but if you know your locator point, then everything else kind of just falls into place. For example, what if I put a 1 right here? 10 to the first power is now 10. So 10, 1 would be here, and hopefully you could go, aha, this is coming back to me now. So there's my parent function. So 99% of this is your ability to remember what the parent function looks like right here. There's some tricks to get at it, but here it is. What does this say to do? It says to move it right 1. Don't forget, that point moves to the right 1. The asymptote also moves to the right 1. And so that would look like this and like this. Whoa, just a little bit too high there. So it just bumps it to the right 1. That's it. Okay. Now this says write this as a single log. Well, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to remember some stuff. That thing is saying look at me now, because that's law 3. I'm going to take that out and put it right there. And I'm going to remember that addition. See, this is the marriage where the 2 shall become 1. Addition turns into multiplication. So it's xy squared. But be looking for that law 3. Minus, now look at it, there it is again. I'm going to put it right here and then not worry about it anymore. Log 3z cubed. Now we got another marriage. The 2 logs shall become 1. Subtraction means division, so I'm going to write it over here. Log 3 xy squared over z cubed. We'd have a heck of a time getting here if we weren't looking for law 3 first. Moving the coefficients into the exponent. Move the coefficient into the exponent. So get used to that. Last problem. Solve. Well, if I said 2 to the x equals 2 to the 10th, you could easily say, x is 10 because we got like bases. This is similar. I got a 5 and a 5. That means that this problem boils down to this equaling that. So, x squared equals 15 minus 2x. I'm going to add 2x, subtract 15. Add 2x, subtract 15. Almost done, you guys. Now I'm going to factor this. Try to. And if you can't factor it, you got quadratic formula, but I don't think we did that to you guys. Plus 5 minus 3. So I get x is negative 5 or 3. And just when you thought you were done, remember, this number can never be negative. This can never be negative, so you need to check. If I put a negative 5 in there, I get 25, and that's okay. If I put a negative 5 in there, I get 15 plus 10, which is 25, so I get a true sentence, and that's okay. Put a 3 in. 3 squared is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 15 minus 6 is 9, and that checks out. No negatives in the pink stuff. That, ladies and gentlemen, finishes your exam review. Now, this exam review is a lot bigger than your actual exam. So if you're freaking out like I'm never going to finish it, it's our trick and our prerogative to kind of force you to digest the material that we've gone through the whole trimester, but then we whittle it down quite a bit for the final exam, because this would take too long. But be prepared for any of these problems to show up. Similar problems. These are not exact duplicates. So good luck. See me if you have any questions. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. Trying to go viral.